question mark is, with this application, is that debris going to vacate easily off that surface? This is Jonathan. Today we're back out at the garage, and I wanted to show you what has been happening since the last time I climbed the ladder. So stay tuned and we'll show you what's happening. Before I let you go, if you wouldn't mind helping us get out in front of more YouTube folks, if you hit the like and or subscribe buttons, then that will let YouTube know that you are enjoying the content, and it will make it available to more people. So again, we appreciate your support with that. Now here's the video. I am on the south side of the garage. It is really starting to rain here, and I wanted to check out a few of the gutter guards. So here we're looking at the upside down cheese grater system, and you can see the flowers off the locust tree are starting to make their way off the tree onto the roof and then onto the gutter guard surface. As I was pointing out the other day, this system is allowing a fair bit of water to shoot over the top. The rain's coming down at a pretty good clip, so you see some of the water dripping over the face of the gutter and then off the bottom. But with it, you can see also the transition of those little locust flowers off the roof and onto the gutter cover itself. Here you can see where the water's kind of coming around, and it's bringing some of that debris with it. This is the HydroFlo on the south side of the garage, so the rain is beginning to let up. You can see the water is coming off the roof, and it's just kind of streaming on top of that screen. I have no doubt that this is going to take in the water because it's pitched at a relatively modest angle, but you can see what's also resulting from that is we are getting a bunch of those locust flowers that are sitting on top of the screen surface. You can also see some pine needles that have worked their way down. This one will be interesting to just see how it does with the debris. I think the water, it's going to probably do fine. Here we're looking at the inside of the open gutter on the south side of the garage. So you can actually see some water building up in there. This has been exposed for just under a week, I think 6 days at this point. And you can see those locust flowers are the predominant issue at this point. So as those start to clog up the opening of the drain there, the downspout, that's where you tend to see more of a buildup of the water inside the gutter. So at this moment, there's, you know, maybe a quarter to half an inch of water sitting in there. This is the solid gutter cover that I picked up at Home Depot. You can see here with the flowers sitting on top of the system. You can watch it here as they kind of work their way in towards their slots, or they get pushed off by the rainwater. I think we're about to get hammered here in a second. At least the winds are picking up. I wanted to take a moment to introduce myself. I appreciate you for watching this video so far. I hope you find it informational. And before I get you back to the programming, I just wanted to take a moment. I'm Jonathan with Gutter Guards Direct. We've been helping homeowners solve their gutter and water problems since 1996. I started this video series in 2020 as a way to help homeowners better discern what gutter protection systems really work. There's obviously a lot of hype in the market. There's a lot of products on the market, way more products today than there ever were in the past, and I've always thought there were way too many gutter protection systems on the market. So this series is really my effort to help myself understand what are the best systems on the market, but by turning it into the Ultimate Gutter Guard Challenge on YouTube, it also helps you figure out what are the best systems for your particular environment. And again, I hope you're enjoying this video. Before I send you back to the programming, I wanted to take a moment and let you know that we also install gutters and gutter guards. And the guttering portion of it is generally in conjunction with installing the gutter guards. So we're not necessarily chasing gutter installation work by itself,
but we will do it again if we are installing gutter guards on your home. And we service all of Ohio. We service southeast Michigan, so greater Detroit and Ann Arbor areas. We do greater Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to the east. To the west, we go as far as greater Indianapolis and points a little bit north of Indianapolis and pretty much south of there down to the Cincinnati and kind of Louisville, Kentucky areas. So anywhere kind of along the Ohio and northern Kentucky border. We service Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky, and then really any point in between those markets from Ohio all the way down to Tennessee, where we service greater Nashville, greater Knoxville, and occasionally we'll even visit Chattanooga. So if you live in any of these markets and you are interested in a free assessment at your home and a free estimate, feel free to give us a call at 1-800-750-2131. Again, that's 1-800-750-2131 for your free in-home estimate. Thanks, and back to the programming.
Okay, the rain is coming down, and here I am on the south side of the garage looking at the RainDrop system. You can see a lot of those locust flowers have made their way onto the gutter guard surface, and you can also see when the water hits it, it kind of shifts them forward. What I'm mostly curious about is how it's doing with the water at this moment, and I don't really see much in the way of water working its way. Nothing is coming off the front at this point. So that's good. So that's definitely taking in the water. You can kind of see how it's shifting across the top from rib to rib, back to front, and then it just drops through. We've got a pretty good amount of rain coming down. Here we're looking at the Valor micro mesh gutter guard on the north side of the garage. You can see it is really starting to gain popularity with those locust flowers. The screen is getting covered up, and based on history, based on the track record of other gutter guards of similar sort of installation method from times past, that's not really a good sign for this system. Now, how is it doing with the water? Because it's sitting somewhat flat inside the gutter, and it's not completely flat, but it's as much of an angle that we could put on it for this particular application. It seems to be doing an effective job with the water because it is sitting mostly flat. So what's happening, you can see, is the water's just dribbling off the back of the, off the shingles there. It hits the metal portion of the panel. I do think some of that water is probably leaning backwards, or it's at least potentially going backwards, but it's also going forwards into the screen. So that's good that it's taking in the water. We'll kind of step down here and see what's going on the face. The question mark is, with this application, is that debris going to vacate easily off that surface? Here we're looking at the GutterDome on the north side of the garage. So you can see some debris, some of the locust flowers sitting on top of it. Looks pretty good overall. Certainly has less stuff on it than some of the others. What I am noticing here is water is making its way off the surface of the gutter guard, coming across the face of the gutter, and then you see a faster drip here at the bottom, and that is potentially an issue. Right now the rain is, I would say, medium intensity, and you can see just how much water is kind of dripping off the base of the gutter guard. So it's mostly the design of this that's causing that to happen. It's the way that connection here at the front lip, how it ties in with that lip, the front lip of the gutter guard with the lip of the gutter, and it just allows that water to kind of roll off the top and then come across the face of the gutter. In this video we are introducing
MasterShield, LeafFilter, and Klean gutter. Just to put it into perspective, these are gutter protection systems that we've tested in the past. MasterShield beat all the other systems the first year that we did the test, so we kept that up there as a long-term tester. That also includes LeafFilter, which never performed all that well, but because it is the most popular micro mesh gutter guard on the market today, we also kept that up as a long-term tester. And then you'll see a third gutter guard that you haven't seen before, and that one's called Klean gutter. So we have done these videos a little bit out of sequence because I wanted to showcase some of the more popular micro mesh systems. So Klean gutter you will see for the first time. That is a system that won the year prior, and we will release that video in 2025. So for the moment, you're going to see MasterShield and LeafFilter, which have been installed on the gutters since 2020. Both of those systems have been untouched in that time, and they're both located on the north side of the gutter. Next to that will be the Klean gutter system, which is a system that won in the prior test that will now be released in 2025. So if you see those three systems up there and you're wondering where the heck they came from, that's where they came from. Hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
Here's MasterShield on the north side of the garage, and it is doing an effective job taking in the water. You don't really see any water dripping off the front here, and the face of the gutter itself is as dry as is the bottom of it. So this one continues to perform well, and it does what it's supposed to do, both keeping the leaves and debris mostly off the top. We are getting some stuff sitting on top, as you can see, because it's gained some weight. It's worked its way down the roof line, but in comparison to other systems, it's doing very well. Here we're looking at LeafFilter on the north side of the garage. So you can see a fair bit of water is coming over the gutter guard, and this is somewhat to be expected, but not entirely. So the reason why you would expect it is as the water's falling out of the sky, this one has a drip edge on the front, so it hits that drip edge and it drips off the front. So you can see by and large it's pushing the water away from the face of the gutter, which is good, so that the gutter tends to be drier overall, and that's a positive. But you can also see there's a lot of debris sitting on top, so that water is kind of following that pathway forward, and it's just dripping off some of the debris that's lingering on the face of the gutter guard. So the bad part is the debris sitting on top. It's otherwise taking in the water, so as that water comes off the roof and hits the screen, it's by and large going in there. But you can also see that we get a fair bit of dripping coming across the front of the system. Here we're looking at the Klean gutter system on the north side of the garage. So this was the winner of the 2021 test. We switched it from the south side of the garage to the north side of the garage. You can see there's a fair bit of debris sitting on top of it at this point, both in terms of a few leaves, some pine needles, and the locust flowers. But in terms of its ability to take in the water, it's definitely doing it. You don't really see any water coming over the front lip here and dripping down the face of the gutter, and the bead that you see on the bottom is just what you would expect on a gutter anyway. So it's doing a very effective job taking in the water at this point, even though we've got a little bit of debris sitting on top of it.
We'd appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe buttons, and be sure to ding the bell and you'll be notified the next time we upload a video.
Well, you can actually see those flowers penetrate through there. They haven't completely fallen through yet,